Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a Sephora haul update. I haven't filmed in like a month because I've been super busy. Then I went to Florida for a week. So I'm kind of just like getting back on track with things. So yeah, I'm super excited to film this video and have a video finally go up. Make sure to subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. And if you want to see my updated thoughts on all my recent hauls, then just keep on watching. So I wanted to get this video up because the Sephora spring sale does start next Friday, April 1st. So I wanted to go ahead and give you some updated thoughts. So some of this stuff is from that Sephora haul that I did, I think like a month or like a month and a half ago, sometime like that. And then I did go to Ulta and I picked up just like a couple of things, so I thought I would kind of mention those. And then some of the things I got in a BoxyCharm that I thought I would kind of give you my thoughts on because they're kind of like relevant products that you can get at Ulta or Sephora. So yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a collective, like it's a little all over the place, but like always, I'm not mentioning products that I have already mentioned on my channel before or products that I just bought more colors of. So for instance, like today I'm wearing the Makeup by Mario Ultra Suede lipstick in the shade Nicole. I already know that I love these. I already know that I love this formula. I literally bought 3 more and this was one of them in my last Sephora haul. So I'm not mentioning like stuff like that. I'm just going to talk about things that are new. First we'll start with the skincare stuff. So I got 2 moisturizers in my last Sephora haul. So I got the Olay Henriksen C Rush Brightening Gel Cream. And this one I got to use in the mornings just as a nice like light moisturizer that is moisturizing enough but also won't make me heavy, like feel heavy and greasy on the skin. And I like that this one had vitamin C in it. And as you can see, I've made quite a dent in this. Like, I mean, I'm going to be scraping the bottom here soon. And I love the way it smells. It smells like citrus. Normally, I don't really love like citrusy kind of scents. But something about this in the morning, like that nice like citrus scent, I like that in the morning. So I have been absolutely loving this moisturizer. I love it underneath makeup. I love it in the mornings as like a nice gel moisturizer because they do make a heavier version of this. So if you are someone who has a drier skin type or maybe you want to use this at night, they do make a cream version of this. So it's going to be a little bit thicker and not quite like, it's not going to be like a gel formula. It's going to be a little bit like my other one I'm getting ready to show. So yeah, I do want to pick up another one during the Sephora sale because I've just been liking it so much. And I've had a really hard time finding moisturizers that really stand out to me, that are lightweight enough that they don't feel heavy, but also thick enough that they're moisturizing. So I've been loving this one for the daytime. Perfect for that nice like lightweight moisturizer. And then the other one I want to mention is the Olay Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer. So I know you probably have been seeing this like all over your feed if you follow makeup people, because a lot of people were doing sponsored content with this. But I actually just purchased this when it came out, before all the sponsored content came out. And again, as you can see, I've made a pretty big dent. I've already like scraped the bottom on it. I love this moisturizer, and all the moisturizers that I have tried, I haven't loved any of them like I have loved this one. This one is so nice on the skin. I absolutely love it. I use this one at night. You can use this one during the day. It is a little bit thicker. It's definitely more of a cream, unlike the other one that's more of like a gel. I love the way it smells. To me, it just smells like a clean like spa kind of smell. It's really nice. It doesn't have a strong enough scent that it would irritate sensitive skin. It's a little bit more of a thicker formula, but it is like, let me just show you. I have like maybe a video of it in my somewhere's in here, but it's just like thick enough to really moisturize the skin, but it doesn't weigh me down. It doesn't clog my pores. It doesn't make me break out. I have oily, acne prone skin, so, and I do prefer a little bit more of a heavy moisturizer because I am even though I'm oily, I still like a thicker moisturizer at night. I want to feel like I'm nice and moisturized and that my skin isn't dehydrated, because sometimes when you're oily, your skin is actually dehydrated, so it is producing more oils to try to make up for the lack of moisture. So I have felt like in high school I had a crazy oily skin. Like I literally would come home looking like a bowl of Crisco. Like I was oil to the max. But since I have found a good skincare routine, I really feel like I have kept it at bay. Now I am a little bit more oily during the summer than I am during the winter, so I can get away with a little bit more glowier products in the winter and like dewier stuff in the winter than I can in the summer. But yeah, this one is great for someone with oily skin, dry skin. I feel like all skin types are gonna love this. I feel like even sensitive skin. Now, of course, if you do have sensitive skin, you know, every skincare product is different. I have definitely acne prone skin. I can break out from a product pretty easily. So I never had that problem with this. So I would take this on my neck. I would take this on my chest, on my face. It's just that nice, thick moisturizer that feels so nice and nourishing and hydrating, but it sinks into the skin. It doesn't sit on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel greasy. I just love this. If you haven't tried this and you want to splurge on a moisturizer, you need to try this one out. Now we're going to go into more primers. So this one is like a skincare product, but you can use this as a primer. So this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. So I actually got this in a BoxyCharm, and I kind of wasn't really using it very often, but I started using it kind of like in my skincare routine when I know I'm going to do my makeup. It's good for pores. It's good for kind of helping to control your oils but not making you dry, really helping to hydrate while controlling the oils. So I love niacinamide because I do have that oily acne prone skin. It can help with acne as well, but I love to use this underneath makeup because it almost is like hydrating and smoothing, but it doesn't peel. It doesn't make my makeup look weird. I just feel like my makeup goes on even smoother when I add this into my skincare routine. So I actually have been really liking this. And then I have a couple more primers. So the next two I actually did also get in a BoxyCharm. So the first one is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. So I do like this. The way that I use this is kind of like I use another one I'm getting ready to talk about, and I like to mix it in with a moisturizer. So I'll mix it in with maybe this moisturizer. I'll mix it in with like my Jet Lag Mask by Summer Fridays. Just something that I don't know, I just like to do that because then it's just like you're moisturizing while also getting a glow at the same time. This one is pretty, it gives you a nice lip from within glow, but it's not crazy. It's not like the Charlotte Tilbury or the Say one that I'm going to mention. It's definitely more of like a lip from within glow. I do feel like if you go in with a matte foundation, this might get a little bit lost, but I still like it because on the days that I don't want a crazy glow, I'm going to really like this. I feel like in the summer I'll probably really like this because again, it is kind of like the lip from within glow. It doesn't look too glowy or too kind of dewy on the skin. So I also feel like a lot of skin types could use this product. And then I also have the Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. So I actually did get this one on Ulta or Sephora. I want to just go ahead and talk about it. So this one is definitely more of like a liquid highlight. So I've seen Makeup XKA talk about it. For one, you get a lot. This is a pretty big bottle. So, and I don't know what the sample size is of this, but to me, this is kind of like, this will give you a little bit more of an intense glow, especially more intense than the Rare Beauty one, but it's not highlightery in a way. Like it's not like if I took a powder or like a body highlighter and put that on my face and I just looked like aluminum foil, like I was just glowing. This is definitely more of that like lip from within glow, but again, it's a little bit more glowy than the Rare Beauty. This one isn't, I don't think this is marketed as a primer. I think it's kind of almost marketed like the Charlotte Tilbury, like You can kind of use it as a primer, as a highlighter, mixed in with foundation, mixed in with your moisturizer. I think the Rare Beauty is definitely marketed as more of just a primer. So I like to mix this one in with my moisturizer. You can use this over top as foundation as like a liquid highlight. Again, multi-use product. You get a pretty big bottle. I have been really liking this. I don't get oily with it. It just gives me that nice glow. And then the LYS Secure the Skin Gripping Serum Primer. I got this one in a BoxyCharm. This one does have niacinamide and AHA, which I didn't know. It's 5% niacinamide, and I don't know how much AHA, 5% maybe? Which is kind of odd, but anyway, I don't love this. I don't know what it is about this. I have seen other people also say this about it, so maybe it's just a formula problem. No matter how I use this, it always like peels my makeup. Like with any gripping primer, I always put it on, let it sit for a couple minutes, then I'll come back and do my foundation. You never want to use a gripping primer and go right in with foundation because it is going to cling and grab no matter what you use. So with this one, like all my other ones, I put it on, I'll let it sit, and then I'll come back. And no matter how long I let this sit or how little I use or what I use it with or what foundations, it peels. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to keep trying to use it, but as of right now, I do not like this. I think that it just clings makeup. It just looks splotchy. It peels with it. So I'm not loving this. I might keep trying it out, but I also don't want to ruin my makeup either. So I just don't like this. I think this is a pass. The Hard Candy Gripping Primer, way better. And it is only like, I think it's like $8 or maybe $6, somewhere around that price range. Or you can get the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, which I really love that one too. That one is pricier than this one, but I just don't love this one. And then I have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. And I have mine in the shade 1 Fair. You guys, I cannot stop using this. I know a lot of people, I have heard people say this does make them break out. I haven't had that problem luckily, but this product is just so beautiful. There are people who use this as like a skin tint. So they'll just put this on as almost like the foundation and then go on. For me, I'm too oily for that. I will look way too oily, but I love to use this underneath my foundation. So I'll do my primer, everything like that, and then I'll just put this here on my forehead, blend that in, and then I'll go over top of that with foundation. I love it. This will give you such a lit from within healthy glow. It doesn't make me oily. It just gives me that nice glow. And it gives you enough glow that whenever you put a foundation over top of it, it doesn't just disappear. You can still see it like peeking through. Just looking so healthy and dewy and just nice on the skin. So I have been absolutely loving this and constantly reaching for it. Like if I'm not using one of these, then I'm using this one. And then we're going to move on to foundation. So I just have two to talk about. They're both from NARS. So let's start with this one first. So I have the NARS Sheer Glow in the shade Oslo Light 1. Okay, I'm wearing this today. I honestly really do like this foundation. I like that it's like more of a medium to full coverage. It is a sheer glow foundation. So what that means, it's going to give you a sheer glow. I always thought it was sheer coverage and it was glowy. But no, it's just meaning that it's going to give you a little bit of a glow, but nothing crazy. So I can still use this with my Charlotte Tilbury and I'm not going to be oily at the end of the day. Again, this is like a medium full coverage foundation. So I like to keep this at a little bit more of a medium coverage. It's just what I prefer. I am wearing this today. I feel like it looks really good on the skin. I think it looks really natural while also covering up any imperfections. Yeah, I just think that it looks really nice on the skin. Everything is looking good. My only major complaint with this is when you get the foundation, it actually is going to come with this. So it's not coming with the pump. It will come with like a lid like this. And you have to buy the pump separate, which one thing I like about the pump is you can unlock it and lock it, so you can make sure that it's not going to spill in the drawer or anything like that. But the reason they had to do that is because once you buy the pump, the lid doesn't fit this anymore. So you can't put the lid back on. I don't know why they didn't make a pump to where you can put the lid back on. That is so annoying. And this is like a $50 foundation. I think it's like $48, $45, $48. So like for that much of a foundation, you can put a pump. You can afford it. You can put a pump, or at least include a pump with it. So that's my major downfall with this foundation, is it's so annoying that you have to buy the pump separate. But other than that, I really do love this foundation, and I think it's super beautiful on the skin. And then we have the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation that everybody has been talking about. So again, I have this in the shade Light 1 Oslo. This one does come with a pump, but you can't lock it or unlock this one. So that, I do wish it would lock and unlock. I just like that, so it's a little bit less of a mess. But, you know, at least they listened, and now it does come with a pump, or their foundations come with pumps now. I love this foundation. You guys, the hype is real. The hype is real. And it's for a good reason, because this foundation is so gorgeous on the skin. It does have a little bit more of a natural finish. It's not matte, but I don't think it's super glowy and dewy like the Charlotte Tilbury. I know a lot of people are comparing this to the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. From what the reviews I've seen, the Beautiful Skin seemed to be a lot more dewy and a lot more not quite as oil controlling. This will give you kind of like a natural satin finish. I think it's, or let me say radiant. I think it's a little bit more of like a radiant finish. I wouldn't say it's dewy. I wouldn't say that it's oily on the skin. This will last forever on me. It gives you such a natural, pretty finish that lasts all night long. So I prime like I always do. I'll put this on. I like it with a brush. I like it with a sponge, whichever way. And every time I look at my skin, like when I'm out, I'm just like, it still looks so good. Like my skin looks so good. To me, this foundation is a little bit, you can keep it pretty sheer, or you can build it up to a medium coverage. It's not a full coverage foundation, but again, I like that. I think it's just like a your skin better. Between the two, I would go with the light reflecting one. I just like this one a little bit more, but if you are someone who likes a little bit more of a medium to full coverage, go with the sheer glow. But I have just been absolutely loving this foundation. Like I've been like making myself reach for other foundations than just this one. So yeah, it's just so pretty on the skin. Now we have two concealers to talk about. I've noticed that I say like LORAL, I say concealers. So instead of concealers, not concealers. Anywho, two concealers. So the first one is the ILIA True Skin Serum Concealer in the shade, what the heck? How the heck am I supposed to read that? In the shade Mallow SC25. You guys, this is such a good concealer. For my girls who like more of a natural coverage concealer, you're gonna love this one because it's so pretty underneath the eyes. It really does conceal and perfect while looking so natural. This is not a full coverage concealer. This is definitely more of a medium coverage concealer. Now, obviously with foundations, with concealers, anything like that, the more you put on, the more coverage you're gonna get. So if you do just like a dot and a dot, you're gonna get a little bit more sheer coverage. But if you do a lot, you're going to get a full coverage. Again, I like medium coverage concealers, especially for every day. I just think it does help to conceal and perfect the skin without looking too heavy or too cakey. Which sometimes, yeah, I do want that full coverage look. But sometimes for an everyday basis, it's nice just to have like a little bit more of a lighter coverage concealer that still is going to hide the dark circles, still is going to like hide any blemishes, but isn't going to make me look too full coverage and too glam for like a Tuesday at 1 o'clock, which today is Tuesday and it is 143, so you can obviously see how well that's going for me. For my people who love that medium to sheer coverage, I wouldn't even say sheer, for that medium coverage that just looks natural on the skin, that's great for every day, you're gonna love this. I think people who are more mature are gonna love this concealer, and I think people who are more like teenagers in high school just getting into makeup, you're gonna love this because it's a nice hydrating formula, but it lasts all day long, so love this. And then the other one is the Rose Ink, what is this called? Okay, well, it doesn't say the name, but it's just the Rose Ink Concealer LX010. This is what Kim Kardashian's makeup line packaging should have been. Like, this is just like what I would have imagined her makeup to come in. But yeah, so I love the packaging on it. I really do like this concealer. At first I was kind of like iffy on it. I was like, yeah, it's good. I don't know if it's like mind-blowing, and I will say, do I have favorites over this? Yes, but this is still a very good concealer. To me, this is a little bit more of a for my fuller glam days, like today, or just even on those everyday basis that I do want a little bit more coverage. Maybe I didn't sleep as good that night, I'm breaking out, you know, I'm on my period, things like that, where I just want a little bit more coverage. This one is a really good one because it is a full coverage concealer. A little bit of this one goes a long ways, and it's a little bit more of a matte finish. So great for long wear, great for really covering up, giving you that glam look. So I'll just do a little bit here, a little bit here on the nose, good to go, because again, this is a pretty pigmented concealer, so a lot of this will go a long ways. Now, I don't know if it's like the KVD concealer. I haven't tried that one, but I know a lot of people are saying it's like crazy full coverage, and from what I see, it's pretty full coverage. I don't know if it's like that. You can definitely keep this at a medium coverage, but it is definitely more pigmented, definitely meant for a little bit more of a full coverage. But I have been really liking it. I'm wearing it today, and I think it looks really nice underneath the eyes. And every time I've worn it, it's worn really, really well. So I do like this. The next thing is powder. So I actually got this at Ulta on Valentine's Day, sometime during then. So this is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation in the shade Fair 120N. Now I will say, when I open this, this looks super yellow. Like, to me, that doesn't look very neutral. To me, that definitely leans yellow. I didn't even notice that until the other day, until I was looking at it. I was like, yeah, that's a little yellow. But somehow it worked for me because I actually used this to set my eyes, or set my face and underneath my eyes. This powder I have been loving. It actually reminds me a lot of the Fenty Beauty powder foundation. The formulas kind of remind me of each other in the fact that they're both more of a matte foundation, or a matte powder foundation that you can use to set the face, you can use to as a powder foundation. I haven't tried this one as a powder foundation. I just don't use powder foundations on their own very often. I don't think they wear the best on me, and they tend to transfer. But as a setting powder, I have been loving this. Now, it is a powder foundation, so it is going to add a little bit of coverage and really kind of like airbrush wherever you put it. So it is kind of difficult to find a powder foundation that you can use underneath the eyes. And the reason I say that is because they can look very heavy and very cakey. Because they are a foundation, they are going to add coverage. So the Makeup for Everyone, I don't love underneath my eyes. I think that it can look a little cakey, a little heavy. I kind of have to be careful with that one. But like the one size, the Fenty Beauty, and this one, they all look beautiful underneath the eyes. I feel like if you've been wanting to try the Fenty Beauty one, maybe try this one. I think they're very comparable to each other. So yeah, and it does come with a little sponge. Like you used to get in that CoverGirl, if you had like the CoverGirl like cream foundation that came like that blue compact. That's what this reminds me of. So yeah, I've been really liking this one. And then we'll go ahead and talk about these. I have a couple more e.l.f. products. So I ended up getting the Putty Bronzer finally. It was always sold out when I went in stores. It was always sold out online. So I finally picked it up in stores. So I got the shade Tan Lines. I love this bronzer. I really like it. I'm honestly not super picky with cream bronzers. As long as they're blendable and as long as it's not orange, then I'm going to love it. This color is what I'm wearing today. I don't think it looks orange. It blends really nicely on the skin. It has a very similar formula to the Putty blushes. So if you tried those, then you're going to obviously like the bronzers because the formulas are like the same. My only complaint with these is I hate that they're so little, only because with like bronzers and blushes, I kind of use a little bit, hold on, like I'll use kind of a brush kind of like this size, so it can be kind of hard to get product out of it because, or to get it evenly on the brush, only because the product is so little that you kind of really have to like store your brush in there and then kind of do it on your hands so it's evenly dispersed onto the brush. I love the formula. I love the color. My only complaint is I just wish it was just a little bit bigger. Like, even if it was just like a couple inches bigger, I feel like it would work better because you'll be able to like really get your brush in there and pick up product. So yeah. Then I actually picked up the Anastasia Brow Freeze and the e.l.f. Brow Lift. So I finally got my hands on these. The e.l.f. Brow Lift was so hard to find. Again, it wasn't available in stores the last time I went to Ulta, and then it was sold out online for a very long time. So I finally got them, and I really want to compare these to each other because they're pretty much the same concept. They're that like clear, almost like a gel wax. Like it's supposed to laminate, give you that fluffy brow look. And here's what they look like. I've only had these for like a couple weeks, so I'm going to keep trying them out, keep giving you my first impressions on them. But from what I can tell you is, as of right now, I think I do like the Anastasia one just a little bit more. And the main reason is because I have pretty thick, coarse eyebrows. So with these like lamination products or these like soap brows, sometimes they can be a little bit more tricky with my eyebrows because they are pretty coarse that my eyebrows will kind of just do whatever they want. So it's hard to get them to stand up and kind of be fluffy. Now, I don't like the lamination look on me personally, so I use a little less product and kind of more fluff than I do like stick to the forehead. Now, you can do that with both of these products because I did get the e.l.f. Brow Lift Applicator Brush. I want one more just so I can have another one, but if you are going to get the Anastasia Brow Freeze or the e.l.f. Brow Lift, don't get the Anastasia Brow Applicator Brush. It's like $20. The e.l.f. one is literally the exact same thing. It might be a little bit not as great of quality, but it's the same thing, and it was like a few dollars. So yeah, and it does have the little spatula on it, so you can like dip it out, but you can also like laminate your eyebrows with this, like really push your eyebrows to your forehead if that's the look that you like. For me personally, I don't really like it. I feel like because I do have such like dark thick eyebrows, like sometimes it just looks a bit much on me. A couple things. The reason I like the Anastasia one a little bit more than the e.l.f. one is I do think the Anastasia one does a better job at fluffing through the eyebrows, kind of giving you that more fluffy slash laminated look than the e.l.f. one. I think the e.l.f. one takes a little bit more product to do like that, and I also think the e.l.f. one can clump up a little bit easier than Brow Freeze. So a little bit of product at a time with these, that's what I have learned to keep it from giving you those white little clumps. To keep that from happening, just use a little bit of product at a time. What I'll do is I'll dip it into the product on this woolly, and I'll rub it on the back of my hand to really even it out. Kind of take off some of the product initially and then run it through the eyebrows. That's the best trick I've learned. I've seen Makeup XKA use that trick, so yeah, I like both. If you're on a budget, the e.l.f. one is really, really good. I do think the Anastasia one is just a smidge better, but they're both really, really good. So yeah, all that's left is lip products now. So I'll start off with the Anastasia lip products that I got at Sephora. You can get these at Ulta and Sephora in case you're curious. So I got two of the lip liners. I got Deep Taupe and Dusty Rose. I will have swatches of these. I love these. Again, they're kind of like the Makeup by Mario in the fact that they're that wooden pencil, but they're very creamy. Like, they're not ColourPop where they're so creamy that they're kind of just going all over the place. but they're not like MAC or NYX where they're a little bit more of a dry wooden pencil. They're definitely more of a wooden pencil that is easy to work with, that you can overline with, fill in with, because they're creamy enough to do that, but they're also dry enough that they're not all over the place. So I have been loving the formula of these. I really want to get more, but pretty much every single shade is sold out at Ulta and Sephora, so I'm just waiting, hoping they'll come back in during the sale. And then I got 3 lipsticks by them. So I got Taupe Beige, Haze, and Praline. And then when I went to Ulta like a little while ago, I actually picked up one more shade, which was the shade Tease, which is just like a nice like peachy nude. So I don't have any of the matte formula because the matte formula seems to be with more of the bold lipstick shades. So all of these are satin lipsticks, but I love these. I like that they're a little bit more, to me, they're like a pigmented formula that you can kind of keep sheer if you want to, but they're very nice and hydrating on the lips because they are that more satin formula. So even when your lips are super dry, you can still wear these because they are a little bit more of a hydrating satin formula. So they're not going to look crepey and dry on the lips. I really like them. Again, they're satin, so they're not going to wear for a crazy amount of time because they are more of a hydrating satin formula. But I've been really liking these. If you've been thinking of picking them up, I say go for it. The packaging is super nice and luxe. It's heavy. It's so pretty. So I've been liking these. So then we'll talk about, we'll talk about this. So then I got the ILIA Balmy Tint Hydrating Lip Balm in the shade Wonderlust. So I have worn this a few times on my more natural days. It's a little bit more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. It's definitely still sheer. It's a more of like that hydrating balm tint kind of formula. So it's not crazy pigmented like a lipstick, because I mean, if you look at this shade, it looks like it's going to be like a crazy deep red. It's definitely not. I wanted to kind of give you that like you've been like drinking a Kool-Aid and your lips are just like a little bit stained, but they're like hydrated, but they're kind of like just bitten, you know, that kind of look, you know, for like those natural days, especially in the summer. I just thought it'd be so pretty. I do wish I had just a little bit less pigment because it's pretty red. I wish it was like a smidge less pigment, but I still really like these. I think if you kind of want that like just bitten look, this is a really nice lipstick to do so with. I do really like it. I think in the summer it's gonna be so pretty. And I do kind of keep it, like I'll apply it and then maybe I'll sheer it out with my finger a little bit just to kind of ease up on the pigment just a little bit. But yeah, I really do like these. And then I also got at Ulta, actually, because Fenty Beauty, if you didn't know, just came to Ulta. And the Ulta that I went to in Florida just so happened to have a Fenty counter or like display. So I kind of looked a little bit. And I actually ended up picking up the Fenty Beauty Fenty Icon semi-matte lipstick in the shade Mother Lava, which is this was the shade that I wanted because it's just a nice pinky nude. So when you buy the lipsticks, first let me talk about the formula. I love the formula. Again, it is kind of more of a semi-matte formula, so it's not like it's not as shiny and satin as like the Huda Beauty satin lipsticks or these Anastasia satin lipsticks, anything like that. I don't know what I would compare it to, the Huda Beauty, but like still not as matte. It is definitely like a semi-matte formula. Like it's matte, but you can see like it's still kind of got like that creamy formula. So I have been really liking the formula. I've only used it a few times. Again, I've only had it for like a couple weeks, but I didn't get the case for it. I was just like, do I feel like buying the case right now? Not really. So I might get the case during the sale. Honestly, I might not, because I have not heard the greatest things about the case. Like, it seems to be kind of hard to use, kind of hard to figure out, and people have been saying that they're very cheaply made and they just don't, they look a lot more luxe than they feel. So I don't know. I don't know. I might just keep, if I want another one of these, I might just buy the little bullet because this is doing just fine. It's literally just a lipstick without a case. You can travel with this. You can put it in your purse. I've already put it in my purse. Like, it's honestly, and I've already traveled with it from Florida to Virginia. So it's doing just fine without the case. So honestly, I might not get the case. I might just leave it as this like little weird looking lipstick bullet. Then the second to last thing is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Serum. And I got mine in the shade Bare Glow. Again, I've been loving this for every single day. This is so nice because it's hydrating on the lips. It gives you that nice, like, it's almost like if you're wearing a lip balm with a gloss on top, because it gives you that really nice, like, glossy, dewy finish to your lips. But it also has that nice plumping formula. It's not plumping like Too Faced, Fenty, Buxom. It's just like a very, very minimal, like kind of minty feeling to the lips, but nothing crazy at all. I have absolutely been loving these. I would be careful in the warmer months having this in your purse or in your car because where they are so creamy and emollient, I definitely feel like these would melt pretty easily. So if you are going to wear this like in the summer, just be careful having it in like the sun or anything because I most definitely feel like this would just turn into a liquid. So yeah, but other than that, absolutely love it. I'm glad I picked it up when I did because it felt like I picked this one up and then like literally the next week every single shade was sold out for like 2 months. So yeah, I think they're all back except for one. I think there's only one that isn't back in stock. I could be wrong. I'll have to see, but yeah, I've been absolutely loving this. If you want to get this during the sale, I really like this, especially for people who want a little bit of color, but they don't want to wear a lipstick. And then the last thing is the Fenty Beauty Heat Gloss in Lemon Lava. So I already have the Fenty Heat Gloss in Cherry or like Hot Cherry, something like that. I really, really like that one. I knew I was going to like this one. This one's just like a sheer. It's honestly very, very sheer with just like a gold yellow sparkle to it. Again, for summer, that's going to be so pretty. I have been loving this one because it doesn't give really any color to the lips. It just gives you that nice glossy plumping effect that gives you just like a nice gold sparkle to the lips. The Fenty Beauty Heat Glosses, I feel like no one else thinks like I do, but the Fenty Beauty Heat ones are very intense. Like very, kind of like if you have chapped lips and you eat like hot Cheetos or like Takis or like something spicy and it kind of gives you like burning sensation. To me, this one is very burning, way more burning than the Buxom. The Buxoms are more like minty and this one is more like cinnamony, like hot, like you just spread hot Cheetos over your lips. So just keep that aware in case you don't like that like cinnamony kind of feeling to your lips. Or if you just don't like plumping lip glosses in general, do not pick these up because these are intense in my opinion. But yeah, that's everything. So yeah, if I forgot something or if you are wondering my thoughts on anything else, just message me. I'll message you back on my review or yeah. So I think my next video might be a shop with me for the Sephora sale. I feel like that's fun. I love watching those during the Sephora sale. I think it's just so fun watching people just kind of window shop and like pick out random things. Not saying I'll buy what I pick out in that video, but I just think it's fun to talk and like window shop and just look at the sale stuff. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video was kind of all over the place. It was like a Sephora haul update with like an Ulta haul update, like a recent purchase update while I was doing like speed reviews. It was just kind of all over the place, but I'm glad to be back. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.